Hey Spoonies. Been a few months, but I thought I'd pop on with story time, and then I'm going to do an SSI thing and disability thing because it needs done. I'm kind of livid about that. So this story time involves my PCOS. I know I've touched upon it a little bit in the past, not too much, I don't think. I mean, outside of the Get Ready With Me video that was done a few years ago, which I really do need to update that because my routine has changed some. Didn't really get time to take care of this today. Sorry. But hey, chick with a beard. Werewolf. I mean, I'm not poking fun at other women who have this. I'm not. It's just, I'm poking fun at myself. If you don't have humor, what do you have? A chip on your shoulder, and that sucks even more. So this story time does revolve around my PCOS. And looking back at it now, it's kind of funny, and I set myself up. I admit that. I set myself up. So, some days my energy isn't all there. Like, I drag ass really bad, and my mom has her doctor's appointments. I have my doctor's appointments, and it was just like one of those weeks where my body was just throwing a tantrum for no apparent reason. I should have had, I rested and everything, but I was just so tired. I had no energy. We had to go to see her doctor in Willits, and so she said, we're just going to go to the doctor, and we're going to go get our nails done, and we're going to go home. I'm like, okay. That works, because we're trying to kind of break the cycle a little bit of doctors, hospitals, food shopping, then home. Because getting in that rut just really plays hell with your psyche. I've been there quite a few times myself before, and it's just instant depression trigger. It's the... So, I didn't count, so I didn't shave. I mean, I shaved, but I didn't bother with all this. Like, underneath all this foundation, there is a 5 o'clock shadow. So, I said, okay, well, that's fine, Dr. Bone is mostly on time, and I should have a good few hours before the shadow really starts showing. So I go shave, brush my teeth, take care of my hygiene, and we're at the door. We get into Willits, and we see him through the hospital in Willits, and then we just got into outpatient, and he got called into emergency surgery. Someone had a chainsaw accident. So we were stuck there pretty much until 1, maybe 2-ish, and the appointment was at 8:30 in the morning, so pretty much figure I shaved at 6:30. I didn't think of it, but we went into the nail salon finally, like around 2-ish, 3-ish, and the guy that always does my nails, he's a real sweetheart. I hold nothing against him. Real sweetheart. Really awesome what he does. I had my arms up, and I have not shaved my arms. I haven't shaved them again, but most of the time I try and leave them alone. And he had like one of the fluorescent lights on, and those things are not forgiving. So he asked, like, while he was stripping my nails, you want wax? I'm like, no, honey, I promise I'm just really, really tired. He's like, yeah, I know, you look really tired. I'm like, yeah, I'm just exhausted. You know, I'll get around to taking care of my arms sooner or later. And he kind of dropped it. I'm like, okay. So I went into, mom wanted to treat me, and she got me a pedicure too. So halfway through, he said, let's go sit in chair. Turn on massage, you get a nap. I'm like, works for me. So we got in. I'm going to try and adjust this here. Not the most flattering position, but that works. So I got in the chair, and he brings like the rest of the stuff over. He brings the nail color over. He brings the LED lights, or whatever they're called. I'm having a spoony brain fart moment. Pardon. And he asks again, because like the lady had to roll up my pants and get my feet in the water and all that fun stuff. And I didn't shave my legs. I had zero energy. Like, I was just pushing through that day just by that much. And so he asked again, you want wax? I'm like, no, honey, I just don't have any energy to do the girly stuff. I don't. But tell you what, I'll think on it, and maybe next time. Okay. So he comes back over with the gel sealer of the clear coat. And this time, he asks me again, grabs my attention, asks me again, you sure you don't want wax? Fuck me on a side of bread, Freddy. He met my face the entire time. And it didn't dawn on me that I didn't have my foundation on. All I had going through my head is like, 1, this feels good. 2, I want to just get home. Well, we're going to stop by a fast food place. Shame on me, I know. Get food for the family, and like, I'm going to go crash. I'm dead, I'm done. Like, this day is done and over with for me. Like, I'm borrowing tomorrow's spoons already, just doing this. So, anyways, I'll switch hands here. So, I shrank down into the chair. And it didn't occur to me that he saw my shadow. He saw my 5 o'clock shadow. He saw the shabeard coming out. And if that would have been me as a teenager, I would have been absolutely mortified to tears. I was mortified. I was. But it wasn't to tears. And I would have ran out the door with the soap still on my foot and my toenails half done, and told Mom, I'll meet you in the car and I'll pay you back for this later. Like, I'll give you the money for this at a later date. So, and then I got to remembering, like, the teenage version of me wouldn't have put myself in this situation. So, what do you do when you're in that situation? Like, do you get mad at the person? No. You get annoyed with yourself because you put yourself in that position. You left yourself open for that to happen and that situation to occur. And for someone like me who is always thinking ahead, like scenarios, like I mentioned in other videos, like chess. You have to think ahead, you have to plan ahead, you have to have a plan A, B, C, D, and E, and side plans attached to those for every situation. I wasn't thinking straight that day. So, teenage version of me wouldn't have let that happen. I never left the house without makeup on. I didn't care if it was just going over to my aunt's place and she knew about all of this. I didn't care. Like, I never left the house without makeup on. Ever. Now, the tireder, sicker me, yeah. I've gotten to the point where if it's going to be a one-stop thing, two-stop thing, in and out, everything's perfectly timed, I'll do it. Because if I stand there and do my makeup, I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do that day. Pick and choose, would you rather? So, the tired, sicker me just looked at the guy, started laughing, and said, yeah, you're working on a werewolf. And he didn't know what to say about that, but he stopped asking if I want wax. Oh, shit. But yeah, I now do make a conscious effort to have my foundation on at least, and some mascara and lip gloss when I go in and get my nails done. Oh my god. Like, here's a question to you spinnies. Like, have you ever accidentally just put yourself in that situation without thinking? Like, especially to the PCOS warriors out there? It'd be interesting to hear those types of stories. Like, I think it would be very inspiring and uplifting, and of course humorous. I mean, of course, I look at my illnesses differently. I look at my situation differently. I laugh when I can, because to me, if I'm able to laugh at something, I win. You know, sitting there crying isn't going to fix it. Sitting there yelling isn't going to fix it. Doctors aren't certainly fucking fixing anything. Maintaining, maybe. Not fixing. So, laugh it off. Move on. That's me. And I laughed it off that day. So, there's no way in hell that I'm mad at him. You know, I left myself open for that situation. It just happens. But yeah, I definitely want to hear you guys' story. I mean, I want to hear if you accidentally put yourself in that situation, you know? I mean, did you laugh it off? Did you, tell the person that wasn't nice? Like, I want to hear your reactions, like what happened, your reactions, things like that. Now, if he hadn't have been trying to be helpful, and he would have pulled what everyone else has pulled and has made me trust a lot less. Like, that's not a lady, that's a man. Are you trans? That still gets my goat about the nurse asking me that before my hip surgery. Well, actually going out and asking my mother in a waiting room full of people. Lovely, huh? Or, dudes trying to look like a chick. It. Yeah, I've heard it. That one just really gets the steam out my ears. So, yeah. Fuck my life on a cracker. I put myself in that situation, and I can't believe I did. But sometimes, you don't got a choice. You gotta do what you gotta do to get through your day. And especially when you have someone else that's depending on you to get through that day with them. So, yep, that's my story time. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you get a little giggle out of it. I know I did, especially now looking back. Me and the nail guy are still tight. So yeah. That's probably it for now. And I think I'll do the SSI at another time. I'm going to have my full face on again tomorrow, because I have more stuff to do tomorrow. I hope you guys have a pain-free day. Minimum flares. I know that's a rarity, like a unicorn and all that shit, but I hope it happens for you guys. And if you like what you hear, like what you see, hit me out. And feel free to ask me questions. I'm an open book. You know, I started this to kind of help others and educate healthy people, like what it entails to be sick. This is what it entails. All right, Sminnies, I'm out. Bye.